It's time to live your life with no apologies. It's time to get on your grind, cause there ain't no other way. It's time to hustle. Lex hustle, Lex hustle, Lex hustle.
You are now listening to the Lex Hustle podcast, where every week we talk about following our dreams and living our best life. This is episode 17. Pew, 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 pew. And my name is Lex Chappelle, and I'm your host. And this is a special episode because I have a special little guest, yeah. For the first time ever, I have a guest on the Lex Hustle podcast, and I'm so excited because this is the opening of a series that I call Rushing to the Finish Line. Yeah, January 1st is coming, and we can't let up on our goals, yeah? So the host that I have, or the co-host, I'm going to say for this episode that I have today, he released in 2021 his single, My Psalm, that has brought me through. I don't even know if you know it, honey, but talk about repeat. Now he has a new single titled, I Believe. You are a contestant on season 10, Sunday's Best. You're lead vocalist with Ricky Dillard. And listen, it's just his time. It's his moment. It's Mr. Tyree Miller.
What's up?
We're going to have fun. I'm so excited. Thank you for coming on my pod.
You're welcome. You're so good.
Yes.
Your flow is
that
great.
Intro was,
It was on
It was
point.
Giving. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
You got this.
Y'all hear that?
What's up?
So we're basically going to start off with a little bit of background questions.
Okay.
And then we're going to get into like a little icebreaker, and then we're going to finish it off with like your goals and stuff like that. So the first question that I have, and I'm dying to know, is because I can't really sing like that, but I be humming around the house. Like when I knew that I can hold a tune, I just was like, like just doing the most. So at what age did you know, like you were like, you sung something and was like, oh, I got it.
Oh, man. So I remember I was 8 years old, and it happened to be my grandfather's, I don't know if it was like 79th or 100th birthday, but I was very, very young, and I'm going to sing it how I sang it to him. Happy birthday to you. So the whole house was screaming, but then you had those other people who was like, oh, too many runs, too many
Doing
runs.
too much.
I was doing too much. But that was the first time I sang. And then the first song I sang in church was We Fall Down. Now, you know me personally. I'm extremely dramatic.
Don't tell me you fell down.
I did.
Don't.
I gave a whole performance with We Fall Down, went to my knees and got up. Yeah, and that was that's when I knew I needed attention. I loved attention. So that's when the star was
And
born.
he's been up ever since. Hallelujah. Child, let me tell you something. If I could go from the lower register all the way to the high register, like Mr. Miller, you couldn't shut me up. Okay? I'm singing in the line of the grocery store. All right? I'm asking you to pass me the spoon, but I'm singing it. And I'm going to take you on a ride every single time. So y'all just better be lucky that the Lord didn't give me that gift. He gave me others though, hallelujah.
Okay.
But he just didn't give me that one. And I'm grateful. So was it like your mom, your dad that just was like, okay, we're going to call him every week. Like he's just going to start singing.
No, it was just my community in my church that I attend. And it was just like an every week thing where it was just like, hey, the choir is singing or the praise and worship is singing. So pass the mic to Tyree, or family events, pass the mic to Nita and Tyree. And then it became pass the mic to Tyree. So it just gradually just turned into just me being the lead vocalist in any room I walked in.
Yeah. Any room.
No, and that sounds so vain, but it's just the truth of my gift. It has literally allowed me in spaces where other singers may be intimidated, other singers may admire my gift, and it just so happened to be like, hey, pass me the mic. Now, that comes with a lot of great responsibility and also great achievement. It feels great to be in that position, but it also holds a lot of accountability as well. So, not to get deep.
Yes.
It is what
let's
it
get
is.
deep. I love to get deep, okay? I love to get deep because a lot of people see where you are now and they don't know that it has been a journey.
Oh, man.
So I have went to a couple of your live performances, and to see your growth, like amazing. First of all, there's a fly in the room, and if y'all see me swatting, it's going to be me against this fly.
He's
we're going to
everywhere.
literally battle it out. But your growth has been amazing.
Thank
You
you.
went from singing by yourself to having background singers. And I'm just like, top tier.
Well, let me just say this. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for seeing me. Thank you for the investment. Thank you for purchasing a ticket. Thank you for not just saying things verbally, but just actually showing up. And you have been at every concert that I have had. So, shout out to you.
Yes, not me about to shed a thug tear. Like, thugs do cry.
Okay, we hustling.
Yeah. And what people need to understand is that's so important. And half the time, people be scrolling on Instagram, on Facebook, telling people off in the comments when you could have just shared my flyer in 2 seconds.
Yo.
But you out here arguing with Ray Ray and them.
Like, for real.
Sir, like, do better.
Like,
please.
No, for real.
Okay.
And then if you want to really think about it, none of us would be who we are without the support of people.
Hello.
Especially when your career is fueled by the support of people. So to ever walk around with a cocky mindset or this, I'm above, you need to humble yourself real quick.
Come on. And know that it's all for his glory, honestly. Like at any second, he could be like, oh, you getting cute and fancy on that rug? Let me just snatch it from under you.
It's easy to get in that space if you are not like God conscious, because you'll walk into a room and people know you. And if you're not secure in yourself, or if you are someone who didn't get validated as a child or had as much attention, now you're walking into these new rooms where everyone's screaming, hey, hey, hey. And the reality of life is they'll be screaming for your name for one season, and then the next person will come up and it'll be another conversation. So now you're battling in between, well, I thought I was good enough. Oh, you scream for me here, and then, oh, you don't scream for me there. It's a whirlwind. Or
it could be a different scream. They were screaming, cheering you on in one season.
You hit
and
that.
Then the next season, it'd be like, oh, you think you all that, blah, 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 blah.
That.
So I feel like with social media, you kind of have to show people the real, but you also kind of have to keep things private because people want you doing good, but they never want you doing better than them.
Yeah. I mean, my motto, honestly, has always just lived the full life of transparency. So you can never use anything on me because I'm going to tell my truth.
Hello.
Okay, you know me. Okay, let's continue. So even in that, though, there still needs to be a certain level of discretion because everything ain't for everybody. And that is something that I had to learn. But that comes with managing yourself well and growing up and maturing. But just authenticity is the key to how to live life.
Come on, grow.
Oh, my God.
I'm so proud of you.
I grew up.
Yes. God is so good from a youngling. Here you are. I love it. And I think just to go back to the support thing, I think why it's so important because being a creative, there's times when we often doubt ourselves. But there's people that know, like, I look at you and I'm like, you got it. Like, you got it. People have looked at me and like, you got it. But there's been seasons that I have self-sabotaged that I've doubted because being a creative, you like want everything to be perfect. You overanalyze yourself. So people don't know how important it is just to have someone say, listen, I see you. Keep going and keep doing what you're doing.
I have my tribe that are around me. They struggle with the fact that they think I am not as confident. Or did I say that right? They think I'm overly confident. And what they don't realize is that I'm the most insecure person in the room because there's so much pressure to always perform, always execute, always be on time, always hit the highest notes, always be in full voice, always hit the cleanest notes. And it's like there's this unrealistic expectation always placed on me as just as generous as a person as well as a creative. So I may walk in a room confidently, but it's really just like, ooh, do I have to do it?
Oh my God, now you in my head.
Do I have to show up? When I have these live concerts,
oh my gosh.
no, they're flying on you.
Ooh,
okay. You're the enemy. But even during my concerts, those were really created out of me proving to myself that I had everything that it takes. That I was enough, that I had the ability not to just be married to this one genre of music as far as gospel music, but that I was an instrument and that I can sing anything in any setting and it still be effective. So I started putting those concerts on and it's just growing and growing and I'm becoming more of a better performer, more engaging, more vulnerability. Yeah.
And that I can attest to, ladies and gentlemen. He, like I said, going to all of his concerts and just seeing the growth has been amazing. And about you being an instrument and being a voice, that brings us to our first icebreaker.
All right.
Ding, 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 ding. Yeah.
Ta-ta.
I come from a musician family, so excuse my brata. But yeah, so we're going to play Song Association.
Okay. Now,
So
I don't know no lyrics. Don't ask me no lyrics.
Yeah. Of course you don't, because we're saved and delivered and we're sanctified. I got you. It's fine. So I love this creative. He basically says a word and the guest sings a song from that word.
Okay.
So I'm going to throw out some words in the first song that comes to my mind.
Okay.
You got to sing.
All right.
So the first word is love.
Love, a word that comes and goes. Though few people really know what it means to really love somebody. Yeah.
Not me about to fall out my chair. I gotta, you gotta
That was
relax.
a good one. That was a good one.
Yeah, I gotta try to keep myself and
That
be
was
contained.
easy, too.
Like you're not easy. Ooh.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Okay, the next one. I don't know if this would be harder. I hope it is. Dream.
We are dream girls. Ooh, you make me happy. See, there we go.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
are dream girls. Ooh.
We'll always care.
Wait, I know there's another one.
Curtis was supposed to love me. There you go, Effie. I've been looking all over.
Okay.
No, Dreamgirls is like one of my favorite movies. What is your favorite movie?
Ooh, my favorite movie is The Notebook.
Wow, I've never seen The Notebook. That's horrible. Don't y'all judge me either, because I know how y'all can get.
No.
Y'all like to tussle.
I have a few, actually. It's The Notebook. It's Cinderella with Brandy and Whitney Houston.
Oh, that's a good one.
What's the other one? Born as a Star. That's a new one with.
Born as a Star.
It's a new like country movie. Yeah, I think that is. I'm actually going blind right now. Well, blank rather. But definitely Only Hope. Notebook. I don't know why I'm saying Only Hope.
Is Notebook really long? That may be why I didn't watch it.
It is, but it is the best love story. Like, it is a love story that I want to model, and not only model, but experience, where they grew old together. It showed all. Oh, my new
Was
favorite.
it a struggle love story?
No, it wasn't.
Okay, 'cause
It
I
was
was about to say.
rich people who died together at the end. But my new favorite movie right now is the Whitney Houston film that just came out last year.
Oh, it came out on Lifetime.
Yeah, no, in the theaters.
Oh.
Lex,
Okay, guys.
what's happening?
Let's not. Yeah, no, but you know why?
You've been doing podcasts.
You know
That's
why?
why.
Yeah,
You're busy.
I've been laser focused. I've been on my Zoom at 10. Okay. But no, it's because she did have 2 Lifetime movies.
Yeah, they weren't the best. But this one
same.
told her story in the best version, I personally think, was incredible. And
Did they
then
have Robin in there?
They
Because
did.
it's not as okay. I was gonna say because it ain't a story if they ain't got Robin.
They had her first lady in it. That she was there. But it was the best version of her story in the most tasteful way. It didn't defame her. It showed like her true like
In the struggles, yeah.
but it was like, oh, I can handle it this way. It wasn't like aggressive. And then not only her just being my first idol, my first superhero, just to see that movie come up to life, it was incredible.
Because literally Whitney Houston had a voice that was so effortless.
I still don't know if there's anyone I can ever compare to her voice.
Absolutely not.
It's so bad. Like, okay, let's
Like
not
she
get,
literally doesn't have to try. Like
I
she
mean,
can literally sing, huh? And you're like, whoop, Whitney.
I've seen people and heard people sing the Star Spangled Banner. Nothing compares to Whitney Houston's. Now that's hard. I've heard
That is hard. I do have
incredible-
someone, but I am a little biased.
Who? Don't say Jasmine.
I was gonna say Jasmine's my girl.
Jasmine murdered.
Jasmine's my girl.
She murdered, but from vocalist to another vocalist.
Yeah, for you to compare the two, yes, I understand.
You know.
But wait, you said vocalist to vocalist?
Yeah.
You
Come
talking to
on.
me?
Come on. Yeah.
Y'all get that? He called me a vocalist, y'all. Okay, I'm just gonna hold on. Let me load in that for a minute. Let me just sit in it because I
But
didn't
you know
realize.
you can sing.
Y'all heard that? Okay, guys. All right, focus. Back to it. You know, I just had to sit in that for a minute.
All right, sit on there.
But yeah. So the next word.
I hope I know a good song for this one.
I want to say this one, but I don't know if it's too hard.
Let's try it.
Along.
Alone in a room, It's just me. Is that along?
I said along. Yeah, you were alone,
along.
honey. Yeah,
Ooh,
along.
Along.
Mm-hmm. Because everything's just so easy for you, honey.
Siri.
Easy peasy. Ooh, not calling on Siri. That's smart.
That's a hard one, though. Along.
I know.
Ooh. Let me think. Dun, 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 dun. No, I don't think I got anything. You got anything?
Literally, me neither. I just was like,
Along.
you know what? Let me think of a word that, like, can you really think of a song? I can't think of anything with along in it.
I'm trying to think of jazz, classical music. Along. He brought me a long way.
That right there, but that's a long way. Like a long.
Not
long. Mm-hmm.
All right, let's pass
English
on that one.
101.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the next one is just one. You can't think of anything with one?
I'm singing a song in my head trying to see if I got the words.
He's trying to think if it's clean, y'all. That's probably what it is.
Can't believe that I get to look at you every day. You're like a lullaby with every words. That's the wrong words.
I'm going to say, I don't hear the one.
I got you. One day we'll fly up in the sky. One day we'll tell this world goodbye. One of these days. Yeah, that was an old APC song.
It's literally not fair. First of all, APC, like the Fly said, listen, APC.
That's
baby
archives back in the day.
No, I literally went on iTunes the other day. Like, what happened to the APC album? Like, why is it not on there?
I don't even know.
Paul, stop playing with us.
For
like,
real.
what are you doing?
I was in the shop the other day. He brought up one of those songs where it's so fitting that you use that song One, because that's the first song I ever wanted to record when I was a part of that group. And then someone else sang it. But yeah.
You know, my cousin Joe has like all the CDs, so I like listen. But
I remember it was on cassette tapes.
Wow.
Yeah, that was back in the day.
Yeah.
I had to be like 12 or so. And then I started singing with APC when I was 16.
16. That's what. So I was introduced to you first when you were singing at 542. I'm like, who is this guy?
So I was 13 years old.
Who is he that can do all the fancy runs? Who's he?
And then I started singing with Paul 3 years later.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, so to speak to APC, APC is a independent group that is in Norristown, based in Norristown, PA. My godfather, Paul Owens, who had this amazing group who needs to restart it back up because they were a vibe back in the day. But yeah.
I just randomly be like, there's joy in Jesus. Literally.
Wait, remember that? Going to the top on the spot rain.
Yo.
Praises.
What I do. His ad-libs top tier.
Praise is what I am.
Hey.
Yo, that was crazy.
Yeah, comfort me. Give me peace. The theatrics of it all. Like, don't play with us. Please drop that on iTunes because I'm tired. You put it on, you take it off.
Hit.
And we don't need just Comfort Me. We need all of them. All right?
Yeah.
I'm ready to tussle over that. I just got don't play with us.
Those are good times.
So this is not a word, but what's a song that when you're going through that you like, you just start singing?
Great question. Have you ever been afraid deep down inside and you cried because you don't know what to do? Sometimes you want to know the truth, but you're so afraid the truth just might hurt you. Pull yourself together and find the strength inside. You never know, things will just be all right. 'Cause if you never search, you won't find. And if you never ask, you never receive. It might not be as bad as it seems, but how will you know? Yep, that's Kim Burrell. I was a youngster. Okay, Flies, we love you too.
The Fly is a paid actor at this point.
They in here, but that's all right.
Yeah.
We enjoy you. Kim Burrell, that was the first song I learned, and it stuck with me for years. It was really like one of those things where it was like, Tyree, what do you see for your life? What does success look like for you? And now success, the definition of success has changed for me, and more so of understanding like success is the ability to wake up and being my right mind and have a desire not only to please God, but to be a positive influence in the world. And success for me reads to like, what legacy am I leaving? And that means like, how do I treat a stranger? Even though I have faults and I can go off and go there, but in the back of my mind, I'm also like challenging myself, like, how do I manage myself the next time? How do I approach the conversation the next time? I'm waiting for the guests in the audience to scream and say I'm lying. But no, success has definitely has changed its course for me. But back at that age, it was more so like, what position will I hold in corporate America and how much funds will I have, instead of knowing that I had a gift already inside of me that would build revenue, that would be the door opener for great opportunity. So now it's like, I see the direction of where my life is going, and I'm pretty sure I can't even imagine the doors that going to walk into. And that's literally every last one of us that are in the studio. There are doors, promised doors for us specifically that the Lord has already given us a clear yes to. And my prayer is that he just positions us in the right way, that we get out of the way, that we change the conversation that we have with ourselves, and just walk in this door. Yeah.
Child, and stop crying in front of a door that is never going to open for you. It's not your door. Woo, child.
Baby, that sounds good in conversation, but when you are approached with that, that's a hard pill to swallow. That was me this week. For real.
Can I testify?
Yeah.
I said, can I testify?
Come on.
So this week, literally, I was like, Lord, like you made some promises to me, and I'm like waiting for this one door, like, Lord, but you promised me, like literally like on my knees begging. And literally the Lord, to me, he just be so blunt. Like, girl, get up. Like, I don't want you to fail. I want you to win. Like, if I'm not opening a door, it's not meant for you.
But clearly, like, I like to use the word now as a blueprint. And it removes the anxiety that we put on ourselves.
Yes, and the
things
stress
that we go through, as far as like Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the plans that I have towards you are good and not of evil. That's like a clear blueprint of like, calm yourself down. I got you. The plan is already made. It's already been settled. Now just ask me for my will to be done. And okay, so we talking, right?
Yes.
I remember I was in my early 20s and I went to this church one night. It was a Caucasian church. And the pastor came from Los Angeles and he preached. And he spoke about how he just wanted to have a 50-member church. His father was a pastor. He just wanted to just have a small community, come to church for 1 hour each week, so forth and so on. He now pastors one of the biggest churches in LA. And a part of his ministry is he helps out the homeless community, battered women who have children who've been kicked out of the streets, a lot of pimps. Like, he literally has like the most resourceful church now. However, what he said at that time, it never left me. He said, what I did was I stopped dreaming and attached myself to God's dream for me. And I thought, like, my dream is so limited, because what it really is, it's associated with fear. Do I have the ability to conquer this? Do I see myself in there? Am I worthy enough? And God's dream is like, I don't
so much bigger
dream with limitations because I'm limitless.
Right.
So how about you go to sleep and ask me to reveal my plan to you?
Come on here. That's why I hate when people say the sky is the limit. I'm like, the sky is pretty, actually, like, that's too close.
And if you travel
like
he's
us,
beyond
that.
We in the sky a lot.
Okay. Sky Miles, Delta Lounge.
I thought you were about to say America.
Well,
Southwest, because they got free bags.
Hello. I mean, sometimes, don't even judge me. I do be on Friends here, but that's my business, not yours.
Baby,
So,
listen.
we got to do what we can.
No, but it's like, yo, God's dream for us, I can't wait.
That's what I think. Because I feel like I already, like my vision, I have, like God gives me so many visions, so many dreams like that are so huge that I can see myself. And he's just like work every day towards it. But I'm like, he's only giving me a small portion. Because if he showed us everything that he had in store with us, for us, child, we'd be out here with our head high. Like, let me tell you what God told me I ain't, like...
No,
I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. We would get too, like, you know what I'm saying, like pumped up. I'm already pumped up now looking at what he has for me in the vision. And that's why I don't understand when people have visions and they doubt them. I'm like, that's literally a blessing when God shows you something. Like when God shows me something, I immediately say thank you. Thank you so much for trusting me with that. And a lot of people have a vision day in and day out. Like I even watch some of my elders every day, like talk about what they wanted to do. And I'm like, that's crazy because I'm on fire because I'm like, Lord, I don't want you to give this vision to someone else because he will.
Not only that, but when you speak about the older generation, it's also like who you connected to and what is their conversation about dreams. Like my grandmother, who happens to be my favorite person in the world, she doesn't always understand me as an artist because her generation were faced with different complications as far as how I'm just going to get bread on the next table.
That is true.
However, so corporate America is her like ideal thing for me to do. But my gift is like, oh boy, don't sing. Well, just sing for the creator. He, you know, but for me, it's like, you just got to shift your mindset. Like the treasures are inside you. Like there are treasures inside you.
Come on here. Listen.
Did you hear that? There are treasures.
When they say like the streets are paved with gold, I literally believe that. And that's why I don't understand how, I'm like, I don't understand how people can literally be so down and not grateful for life when literally time and time again, God reminds you who you are and the plans that he has for your life. Like, you will be the lender, not the borrower. You are above and not beneath.
And you just got to rehearse that.
Every day. I have sticky notes literally on my mirror reminding me who I am. Like, I'm the Lex Chappelle.
And then when you start rehearsing it and you start confessing it, you have to understand things will challenge your confession. Things will literally try to back you up against the wall to prove to you that you are a liar. But you got to keep going. And the thing is like, I couldn't imagine not having a job and not having any money to pay my bills, but I'm still professing out of my mouth, oh, well, I trust you with my tithe and I trust you with this and I trust you with that. You know, it's a process. It's a step by step. My grandmother said something so profound to me. She said, if you can't take it minute by minute, take it second by second. And
Come on, Grandma.
I thought like, whoa, the strength it takes to just get from 1 minute to the next minute when life has hit you. Take it second by second to get to that minute. And if you can take it to minute by minute, you can get to 30 minutes. That's just how I live life now.
That is so good. And that's crazy because I call it moments. Yes, no, seriously, because I call it living in the moment. Because oftentimes we're like, oh, I can't wait till tomorrow. So I don't say I can't wait anymore. I say I look forward to seeing you, or because I can wait because I'm living in basking in the moment that I'm living in right now.
That's pretty.
And I'm grateful for right now. Like even though I have other plans, like, you know, like I'm gonna be in Dallas next week and I'm excited for that.
What's happening?
Well, I don't know if I can say on camera because she's a real private person, but I'll tell you after. But I'm excited for that, but I'm also like excited for right now. Like I'm so grateful that you came. I'm excited for this moment.
This is a seed being planted.
Living in it.
It's part of your legacy.
Hello.
This is not just like a podcast or a moment that's being created, but like you leave this for generations to watch.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
And just think about like conversations that we've had over the years, me watching you from afar, your consistent drive for success. Like this is a part of the plan and it will flourish.
Yes.
Yeah.
And will.
No, yeah.
And will.
That's
Come
a
on
promise.
Here. Yes.
Yeah, I stand in agreement with it.
Yes.
That's why I agreed to do it.
Come on. Hello.
Because I believe in you.
Yes. So let's go back to the music. So my song. First of all, the fact that you started with, what do you do? Yeah. Pause the song.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a second. Because That song really literally brought me through. There was a moment where I'm like, just repeat, 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 repeat. Because you literally have to remember that literally he won't leave you.
Yeah, for real.
So where were you at when you wrote that song?
Ooh, a very horrible place. A place that I know I'm going to have to face again. I just pray that when that time comes, well, I don't have to really pray because I know I'll be stronger. But at that time, it was 2018. My brother passed away, 19 years old, from some health challenges. And then 2019, my mother passed away, who I lived, breathed, eat, talked, walk.
Yeah.
So then after that, the pandemic happened, which rearranged the entire world. So if you were grieving, it was on times 100. If you were lonely, it was on times 100. So whatever your it thing was happening, when that pandemic happened, it literally just magnified it. However, for me, as much as all of those things were being magnified, also my spiritual growth in God was being magnified, which was nuts. I heard him clearer than I've ever heard him because there really wasn't no distractions. Well, I took a job. I was working for this management company and everyone lost their job, but they sent me down to a beach property and I sat in that room with one of my friends, Kiana Jackson. I think you know her.
She all right.
I sat in that room and I was beating the pillow, beating the bed, crying, and just words start coming to me. I went down. I was staying at the property at the time. I went down to the front office and I heard a melody and I heard words. And my song came out of the worst season of my life, walking in, finding a dead body on the ground, which doesn't sound good to say out loud or, it makes me like, ugh, but it's my reality. I'm dealing with the trauma that I still face daily. It's even funny not to even turn this into like a therapeutic moment, but I was laying on my couch 2 days ago. And when I laid on the couch and I had to force myself to get up for multiple reasons because my brother passed in the dining room. And it's been 5 years now that he's been gone. But then yet the sting of his death still affects me as if it happened yesterday. And that particular finding him was like, ooh, is he in the dining room? It plays with my mental.
Wow.
So then I remember when I found him, my mother being as sick as she was, coming down the stairs, not my child. And that's every parent's worst nightmare to lose a child. So to say all of that, my psalm came out of, what do you do when your faith seems strong? I was believing God to heal him in that moment so that my mother would never have to bear that pain of losing their child. Knowing that, we already knew mommy had the most incredible health challenges that she could have been gone. And the words just start coming. So my psalmist was like, I made a vow that even in the most uncertain times, even if you took everything from me, God, I still will bless you. And I'm not volunteering myself to be like Job, but during the pandemic, I started a Bible study. I knew that I had to take that word to get me through something that was going to keep me from committing suicide. And committing suicide happened to be the second language for me at that time. I have this thing where I'm always the jokester and the lively person, the person that walks in the room and everybody has to be like, oh, Tyree is coming. And that's another responsibility that's placed on me unwillingly. But sometimes, I enjoy it.
Come on here.
But,
stop speaking to my life.
When I did that, we studied Job and I was just like, yo, bro, been through a lot, but his confession never changed. So I said, Lord, you can trust me. I'll bless you. Even when I don't understand, when I don't know what's next, because my next could be I can walk out and get paralyzed hit by a car. That sounds crazy.
Yeah.
But that's real life for some people. Yeah. So even in this moment, I'm telling the Lord, whatever tomorrow looks like, I'm still going to bless you.
And now you came out with I believe. Okay? I believe. Yeah. So now you're like, okay, you were speaking to yourself come on. Your faith's still strong. God's going to come through. But now you're with your chest up saying, I believe.
Yeah. So I believe is something absolutely beautiful. It's actually not my song. I just rearranged it and added to it. So my spiritual leader, Rabbi Bowen, It was a song that was in our community that she wrote many years ago. And it just was sitting there. Nobody was doing anything with it. So it was these 1 and 2 verses. And I said, let me take this. This happened to be my mother's favorite song, my favorite song. I took it in the living room and I heard something completely different. And I just added words and I started adding more words and I started adding more words. And it came about, I believe. Now, most people would think I'm just talking about believing in God. But this is also speaking about believing in yourself. And it's not just having a conversation solely like, I believe, God, that you're going to do it for me. No, but I believe that I'm smart enough.
Yes.
I believe that I'm attractive. I believe that I'm worthy of healthy love, of right friendships, of a bright future. So it's just denouncing all the lies that I've consistently told myself over the years that you're not worthy, whatever lie I may have told myself, and say, you know what, I'm going to counteract that. I believe.
Yeah. And it's crazy because I think about the scripture, faith without works is dead. And when people think about works, they think about doing, but that means like the self-work. You know what I mean? So you have to really look inside yourself and know that you're well equipped.
For real.
So that is so good.
I know, like for me, I walk in certain settings because the Lord has really blessed me vocally. A lot of different creatives or a lot of different vocalists would not want to open their mouths around me. That is so disheartening to me because it's like, do you not know how necessary your tone is, your voice is, your sound is? I have a very loud, full voice. I can't sing on every album. I can't sing on every song. Everyone has their niche. So you just gotta don't get intimidated by someone you deem to be great. Just walking your gift. Because it's bomb.
Yeah. And everybody has a purpose. Once you understand that everything that's meant for you is going to be for you.
For real.
Nothing, can get away from you. Oh my gosh. So this was such a good conversation. I thank you so much for coming on. And this was a great episode. We were, and it was just flowing. So your new single, I believe, tell the people where they can purchase
so
that.
All music outlets you can find it: YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, YouTube Music, whatever has music, you can find it there.
Period.
Yeah.
And then your Instagram.
Hold on.
Ooh, not him having to remember.
Tyree Miller _2. Just Tyree Miller _2. You'll find me. And then Facebook is Tyree Miller.
Okay, and we're going to wrap it up. But before I do the outro, I want to talk about the simple fact that, and you gave this testimony at your last live about going viral and how that significantly changed you, or not changed you, but, changed your situation. And I think it's a great story to tell because you can keep doing what you're doing every single day and not seeing any results. And God literally overnight can take you from where you are and elevate you in 2.5 seconds. So do you want to kind of touch base on that really quickly?
So the thing is like being a creative, you have to consistently push your work. Your work you may not see the result of your work today or tomorrow, but it's going to take one special person. Like a lot of people will say, oh, I only got 250 views, but you don't know who's in that 250 views.
Hello.
And then, you'll post something not even thinking it's going to go. And then it goes. I have one video right now, my first video, about to reach 1 million views. And it's like, yo, I was just in a rehearsal playing around. And now this video is going viral, almost to 1 million views. And it just so happened to be around the same time I released my music. So now I have 35,000 people that could possibly, hopefully, download my music. It's like,
y'all better go download it.
Okay, download. Don't just stream it.
Right now.
Download it.
Okay.
But yeah, just keep pushing yourself. Be your own team.
Well, again, I know I keep saying it, but I thank you so much for coming on to the Lex Hustle podcast. Guys, so I didn't do an affirmation, but it's okay because the affirmation that I'm thinking about, we're just going to say it's from Aaliyah. I may have used it before, but to Aaliyah, she says, if at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again.
Try again.
All right. My name is Lex Chappelle, and we are out.